Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I am a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. The journey continues today on June 19th, 2021 at approximately 7:11 a.m. PST. Well, that didn't go as well as I wanted for a lot of reasons. Number one, it probably went as well as I wanted, but it didn't go as well as I desired. I tried, again, one of those bad words, but it applies. I tried to do a recording just a moment ago, lost track of what I was doing, and because I made a mistake, and I've mentioned to you before, this is a live recording. Okay, so what happens is if I make a mistake, I go with it. I stumble over it, whatever. You get the stumbles. I do not edit. I go back and check to see if I got the date right, and that's it. However, I got 20 minutes through doing the last recording, and got frustrated with myself because I got really badly discombobulated, ended up swearing. Now, I do not recommend anybody swear. I don't find any offense to it, but I'm not about to sit here and make that mistake and then publish it. Okay, so I scrapped the whole thing, and I'm redoing the video. This is what I mean by it being live. If I make a mistake, I don't edit it out. I just simply scrap it and start over. Doesn't change the fact that I made the mistake. All it changes is the fact you don't see that one. However, if I'm talking to you directly and I end up saying something that's, shall we say, politically incorrect, I usually apologize ahead of time with people when I'm just meeting them, because I don't tend to filter what I'm thinking. Okay, when I'm recording it, I understand that that is something that is sort of socially, to me, it boils down to this. Swearing has never given anybody, has never been, well, I shouldn't say never, there's one case where that actually applies. But I only know of one company, and I've only heard reference to it, I've never been there. Okay, but there is apparently a restaurant somewhere in the States, that is in the United States, that is listed and that bills itself as the rudest service you can get. Okay, I don't know what the name of it is. It's just to me, it's a rumor because I've never checked it out. But it's a place where the waiters and waitresses are taught to be rude. Okay, why people go there, I don't know. I wouldn't go to a place where I was treated poorly. But some people seem to like it, because apparently it's doing really well. Myself, not my way of doing it. And so, yeah, on occasion I will absolutely swear when I'm talking to somebody. And yes, I know, I've told you I'm a spiritual guide. Would a spiritual guide swear? Well, apparently. Okay, but what I did also tell you is I am not perfect. And I treat everybody the same way. Okay, within reason. Okay, but I don't see a difference between whether you're a millionaire, a pauper, male, female, if you come from an alternative lifestyle, if you come from the street gangs. To me, it doesn't matter at all. You know, I treat people the way I desire to be treated. One of 3 karmic laws that I do my level best to live by. Be true to yourself, do unto others as you desire them to do unto you, and energy out, energy in. Okay. Now, those are the only laws that I actually promote. Now understand, under do as you will, as you desire others to do unto you. Okay. Falls under the category that encompasses you must follow the laws of the land in which you are. Which means where the laws out there, where traffic laws and what have you are, at least in my area, okay, where you have to wear a seatbelt. I don't personally agree with the seatbelt law, but I do wear it. Okay. My own reasons for not personally believing in it is because of my own past and what I witnessed happen in the coroner, the accident report stated very clearly, had the person been wearing a seatbelt, they would have been dead. Okay. Now that said, seatbelts invariably, almost invariably, they absolutely save more lives than they cost. Okay, they really do. It's kind of like helmets on motorcycles. Now personally, the helmet on the motorcycle isn't half as dangerous as not having face protection. I used to ride a motorcycle, and I'll tell you, I never fell off the motorcycle, but I did nearly get my neck broken by a bee hitting me right in the side of the helmet. Caught me just between the helmet and the wall and my temple, and turned my head almost completely around, just about picked me off the bike. That was when I realized that eye protection is absolutely critical, and I don't mean eyeglasses. I mean something that will stop something from going straight through your eyeball. Had I been wearing eye protection and the bee had clipped, it would have gone somewhere else. I'd have been fine. Now that said, the eye protection won't do a thing if I fall off the motorcycle. Okay. But the one question for you, have you by any chance picked even one thing that you're not content with in your life? Okay. That you personally are not happy with. Never mind what anybody else says. Okay. Because the reality is, it's your life that you're the only one that has control over it. You're the only one that has the option of making your life successful or not. Your call. Okay. So, with that in mind, pick one thing you're not happy with. Okay. Put it on a list. Make sure that whatever it is only going to run you 15 minutes to half an hour to complete it. Okay. While I was doing the first run of the video today, I had a whole pile of stuff on my desk. Okay. That I literally cleared while I was talking to you. See, yes, I go back and forth a fair chunk. And just to put things clearly. Now, you can believe what you will on this one. I actually went in to get tested to find out if I have ADHD or ADD. Because I find I'm doing way too many things from the norm. Not the least of which is writing 31 different books at the same time, plus reorganizing my entire life, as it were. Now, everybody has their story. But when I went in and got tested, turns out I don't have either. I just happen to be a natural multitasker. I have a tendency of getting way too many things on the go at the same time, which is where a list comes in real convenient. You know, if you find you're getting a little scattered and not getting what you consider is enough accomplished, or enough completed is more to the point, keeping that list handy will help immensely. Okay. So by doing that, you'll find things work really nicely for you if you take the time to organize them. Now, the reason for only 15 to 20 minutes is actually quite simple. By keeping the tasks at 15 to 20 minutes, what you end up doing is you get a list together that does not take a whole lot of time to get through. Because what happens, if you make the task too long, okay, yeah, sometimes I should learn to breathe. What do you think? If you make the task longer than 15 minutes to half an hour, you may well find that you get pulled away from it before you get it complete. And if that's the case, then you're going to look at it going, I didn't accomplish everything I desired to. Or more to the point, I didn't accomplish anything. If you keep it to 15-minute to half-hour jobs, okay, and some of them will be shorter, okay, like I've got some jobs that are just simply, this is just a little thing that has to be done. It's only a 3-minute job. With that in mind, okay, I have ended up getting, sometimes, I think the best I did was, I think I got 39 different tasks on my list done. And again, put them on your list, only 3 to start with. When you finish one, check it off, and put a second one in, another one down. Okay, so you always have 3. Remember to include things like getting a bite to eat or getting some sleep. Kind of necessary things if you want your day to run right. Okay, and being a professional procrastinator, having those short lists enables you to actually get things accomplished and make it a little bit more palatable. The reason I say only 3 jobs on the list, by the way, is very simple. You can get caught up with doing lists. If I were to list everything I've got to do, and I've made that mistake, I'll end up with 50 to 100 things on the list before I know. And then you get caught up with the problem of having so much on the list that it too becomes overwhelming. And again, when you get overwhelmed, it becomes really easy to step back and go, I'm just not doing anything. I don't know where to start. The list makes it easy. You start at the top and you work your way down, one step at a time. Okay, what I'm doing here is something I have postponed quite consistently for the last little while. Okay, so it's just that neat little sign that I've got up here that says we have legally attained a minimum of X dollars by, well, in this case, I've got to change because that one says May, by June 30th, 2021 at 1 minute to midnight. Okay, I'm writing that sign right now. I'll have to do the calculation myself after I get off the video because that's where I made the mistake. Was trying to do a mathematical calculation while I was trying to talk to you. Not a good idea, didn't work well. And apparently I can't spell. See, this is what I mean. Sometimes I can do things remarkably well. Sometimes not so much. But this is why I said I'm not perfect. And I should probably quit doing that because it's just not working. But, a lot of buts here. This is a live recording. Okay, meaning I'm not going back I'm not going back to edit any of it. I'll double check the date. But you notice I've stumbled over a number of things. The thing I haven't done on this one, which is why it's going to end up being printed as is, or being published as is, posted, whatever you call it, is because of the fact that I have managed to keep myself organized enough that I didn't get frustrated and accidentally swear, which I'm not about to put on video. Okay, no guarantee if you're filming me at a live event, no guarantee I won't, but I do my best. Okay, so I do have a tendency of doing way more things than is probably wise, but, you know, what the heck, that's me. Okay. Pick something you're not content with. You're the only person on the planet that can be successful for you. Now, I've mentioned this multiple times, I know, but I'm going to do it again anyway. You've got to take care of your physical well-being. Your diet, your exercise, your sleep patterns. This is your physical world. Okay. Now, I'm happy to say I've changed my diet, and I am starting to drop the weight. Now, it was funny. I was listening to a podcast yesterday about different ways of losing weight. Right. And they had some good points, but I knew it was going to get to a point where they said, you know, we're going to tell you these big pieces. You know, we're going to tell you these great big secrets, and if you listen to the whole thing, you'll get it all. What they don't tell you right at the beginning is, yeah, we'll give you these little tidbits, but they're not necessarily as big as you might think. The whole thing leads up to the person going, I've got this program that you can buy from me. Well, here's the thing. Will I tell you wholeheartedly that there are things you can buy from me? Absolutely. You can find a list of publications at the bottom of this video of things I've already got in print. But here's the difference there for me is this. I'll tell you, this list that I keep working with works like an absolute charm. Now, you can either put the list to use, okay, and not pay a plug nickel for it, or you can buy one of my books that I've written where it's written down for you. Okay, your call. But the fact is, if you write the list down, you don't require that. Here's another little tidbit from the book that I wrote, Believe in Yourself and Follow Your Dreams. Now, this is going to sound like a counterproductive idea. Okay, because I'm not, and the big difference is I'm not going into the entire detail on it. But one of the key factors to believing in yourself, you're going to love this one. Here is a key that works like an absolute charm. Doesn't matter how you feel, put a smile on your face. Doesn't matter what you think of the world, put a smile on your face. If you don't feel like you can smile, if you just don't feel you're up to it, get some makeup and paint a smile on your face. Clowns do it all the time, and rest assured, I've talked to a few clowns, and they are not happy people all the time. But painting a smile on your face will help you feel better. It will also change the energy of the people that are looking at you. It's kind of funny. It's been said that you can get away with saying a lot of things if you put a smile on your face. Okay. It's not entirely true. Okay. Sometimes it works, but it certainly doesn't hurt. Okay. Unless you've had some sort of, accident that makes smiling painful. There are not many people who go through that. But you're the only person on the planet that can change your world for you. Now, funny thing is, when I moved my coffee cup over to that side, it increased it automatically because of the amount of coffee I tend to drink. Can't tell by the way I speak, can you? But because of that, when I put it over on my left side, it made my eye-hand coordination, the physical use of the arm, that much more effective almost immediately. I have taken to writing my list down with my left hand. Now, the writing is atrocious, but then the writing in my right hand, which I can do fine, is also atrocious, in my opinion. Okay, but what it does do is improves my ability to handle, it improves my ability to do fine motor work with my hands. Okay, which is, to me, very necessary. Okay, now one of the things, see, I'm going to add 2 more things to my list here before the end of this particular video, because by doing that, I know when I get done this, on my list right now, I've got the journey, which is this video that I'm doing right now, and then the second thing on it will be to post the journey. Okay, well, by the time I get that done, I will have these other ones. Okay, these other 2 to fill those in. Because like I said, when you finish one, okay, check it off, and then write down another one. Well, in this case, I'm going to end up writing off 2. I still need to add 1 more, but that's okay. For the moment, that'll work. Now, I've mentioned that I am a spiritual guide. This does not mean that I'm heavy into religion. Do I personally believe in God? Absolutely, but that doesn't mean you have to. Okay, I'm not when I talk about subscribe to my channel and follow and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter, follow me on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm not talking about drop whatever religion you're following, or all of a sudden you have to believe in God. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, you believe in what you will. What I'm talking about is karmic law. Do unto others as you desire them to do unto you. Be true to yourself, and energy out, energy in. If you take a look at the guidelines of whatever spiritual path you're on, and compare them to those 3, I would lay odds you'll find that they all fit into those 3. If you're following a guideline that does not fit into those 3, okay, then absolutely drop me a line at one of the contact points below. I would love to hear about it. I've gone through many of the mainstream religions, many of the pagan religions, and many of the off-world spiritual paths. Okay, I mean, I've looked, and even a lot of the support groups like AA, NA. There's a support group out there for PTSD. Okay, there's support groups for just about everything under the sun. And I've even looked at a lot of those and found, from my experience, their guidelines all fit into those 3, which is why I only promote those 3, because it encompasses all of them. Okay, the one thing I will tell you about my belief in God is this. I quit going to church because the church I was going to, and this does not mean every church of the same denomination. It simply means the church I was going to. Okay, they pulled a maneuver that I could not live with. It was strictly prejudice. Okay, absolutely prejudice. And because of that, because I could not reconcile it with my own belief, I walked away. In all fairness, my whole family did, from what I gathered. Okay, but this does not mean that all of the churches of that denomination were wrong. But if whoever you're following is telling you, fear God, fear your higher power, okay, there is a major problem with the path you're on. If you're following somebody that has told you, come see me, I will lead you to the light, okay, tell you what, if I want to lead you to the light, just look up above me. There's a neat little light bulb there. Okay, actually, I don't think you can see it from here. If I tilt that, you might be able to. Yeah, not well, so we'll just put it back. My apologies. Anyway, if you're being told to fear whatever it is you believe is the higher power, okay, this may be a problem. Okay, I've come to the conclusion I don't fear what I call God. I do not fear Esau, which is what I call Mother Nature. That's what she told me to call her. That's what I do. And by the way, in my case, I actually went to 3 different psychiatrists. Okay. Yeah, I know that sounds really weird. Here I am. I'm telling you, I've talked to psychiatrists. I'll also tell you that contrary to the way that I talk, according to them, my mind is working absolutely perfectly. According to some people, I may be perfectly sane, but the way I talk sounds like I'm nuts. And I won't argue the point. There are times that I will say things I'm looking at it going, that's going to be looked at oddly. But proof is in the pudding. I'm still living out on my own. Okay. And I'm quite content. Okay. I am a bit reclusive, but that's because I couldn't handle dealing with a lot of the hypocrisy. Okay. Now, COVID has created some problems for a lot of people. Okay. And you'll notice something really important. When COVID hit, and the churches were not able to sit there and go, we're absolutely protected because, our spiritual guide will, our spiritual icon will protect us. You notice that there was no question on COVID's part of, who do you believe in? Who did you vote for? What's your bank account look like? What color is your skin? It doesn't ask, who are your friends? So the reality is, nature is nature. Your body will respond in certain ways. You do, however, have control over how your body responds to a degree. Problem is, whether you believe you can heal or you believe you can't. If you believe you're going to get sick, you're stacking the deck in favor of doing so. And this is one of the reasons why many days ago, possibly many months, I don't know, way back, I made the comment that, doctors, do I go to them? Do I trust them very much? Not personally. But I absolutely will tell you, do not make the mistake of going on Google to find out what is wrong with you medically speaking. This is just a bad idea. Okay? Because there are way too many things that can go wrong. Even when a doctor gives you a prescription for something, they're doing the best they can with the tools they have. But take that prescription, go to the pharmacist that you trust, and find out what the side effects and what the cross current is. Like, I'm taking these 2 medications. How do they interact with each other? Okay. The one thing on this video I was watching yesterday is it pointed out that there is a balance point, but if you go to the positive side of it, essentially said, if you watch this particular type of food and you cut back on it, it will help your metabolism. But if you cut back on it too much, you'll cripple your metabolism. Okay, so there is a balance point in everything. Okay, there's fear, there's love, there's everything in the middle. This is why I look at it, and this is where I run into all sorts of interesting conflict. But the biggest thing you got to remember, whoever you believe, whatever name you put on whoever you believe in, that's fine. Find yourself a group that you can relate to. Be it a church, a temple, a coven, a support group, it doesn't matter. Okay, find people that you can talk to, that you can feel comfortable with. Okay. Now, I will tell you the very important factor here, something that mankind has got, that society, especially Western society, has really gotten away from. It's time to rebuild the family unit. Pick one meal out of the day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, or breakfast, dinner, supper, depending on who you talk to. Pick one meal where everybody in the house sits down at the same time, shuts the phones off, shuts the TV off, shuts the radio off, and just sit down and talk to the people at the other end of the table. Reconnect with who is around your table. Okay, now, if you've got a family, great. If you're simply roommates, there's your family. Okay, you will find the more that you know about each other, the more smoothly your household will run. And again, this idea of feng shui, of getting the energy running right in your house, might simply reorganizing things here. Okay, when I started the video earlier today, I had a whole pile of paperwork here that was just not really helpful. Okay, it was complicated to say the least. Okay, told you I was going to find one. Found the other thing that is going on my list right away here. And the reason for that is because of the fact that it's a sheet that I haven't dealt with. So I am putting it down to make sure I get it dealt with, get it filed, and out of the way. Okay, these are just simple things that are for me to make sure I stay organized. Now, I talk about using this list. Now, the thing with being a spiritual guide is if somebody's telling you to follow a certain path, make absolutely certain they themselves are following it. This is not a case of do what I tell you, okay, of do what I say. This is a question of I'm suggesting you do what I do because it works. Okay, it's worked for me, it's worked for countless other people. If you don't believe me, that's great. Give it a shot if you haven't already. Give it a shot and see how well it works. In the meantime, something that is very important to me is I have returned to get this message out to everybody. We are all worth the same amount. Not financially, but spiritually. And we are all starting right where we are right this moment. Okay. Everybody is the same in that respect. Every corporeal form, every non-corporeal form, every entity alive that is hearing this. And rest assured, if you don't believe that, if you don't believe that everything hears things, talk to your plants and see how well they grow. Okay. Rest assured, it works. Okay. Don't take my word for it. Give it a shot. Do your own research. But by all of us eliminating the things in our life that we're not personally content with, we can alter our life for the better. Okay. Very important. Extremely necessary in my eyes. Okay. Now, with that in mind, I keep these to the half hour anyway. So, again, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, go back, share this message with everybody you can run into. Ultimately, I desire this whole thing, for me personally, to go global. Okay, because everybody, in my opinion, can benefit from this. And I'm not asking for money to tell you the secret. The secret to getting your life back in order is quite literally in that list. Drop me a line if you've got questions for anything in specific. Doesn't matter what the topic. Drop me a line at one of the contact points below this video. Okay. Now, until tomorrow, because I will be back tomorrow. Don't ask me when. Okay. I will be back tomorrow, but until then, take care of yourselves and each other. And for pity's sakes, stay positive.